When studying chess, it's really common to look at what the computer says. What does the computer want to play? What does the computer want my opponent to play? Study the computer moves, right? And this is a good way to learn. The computer knows what it's talking about. However, you and I, we're humans. We're playing against humans. I would say most of the people watching this are humans. If there's any computers out there, I apologize. I like you just as much as the human viewers. But I was curious. That got me thinking. Instead of looking at the computer's favorite move, what if we looked at humans' favorite move, the most popular move that humans played? And to that end, Lichess has a database. They have 4.4 billion games with a B, not an M, not million, 4.4 billion games in this database. And we're going to be going through those, and we're just going to play the most popular move, every single move. We're going to see where it takes us. Now we've got 4 levels here, but we're going to be starting out just looking at all time controls. This covers Blitz, this covers Bullet, this covers Rapid Classical, this covers everything. All ELOs too. You can be 400, can't be 4,000. That's probably not human territory. But let's go, let's see. The first move, there's 2 choices here, really. There's only 2 choices, E4, D4. 60% popularity, 25% popularity. This is the most popular start. Just 400 million times this position has been reached. Incredibly popular. No surprise there, really. Everyone just, you don't know what to play. You play E4. You play E4, E5, you bring your knight out, and, life's good, life's good. So we develop our bishop. Black develops his knight. And now here, this is the first thing that actually took me by surprise. So the second most popular move here, D3. Just defend your bishop, get your other bishop out, looks normal. Some other reasonable stuff, maybe you even develop your knight here. There's a lot of good moves here. That's not what humans play. Humans like to get a little aggressive, and they play the top engine move. They play knight G5. And now this is starting to get a little aggressive. Obviously, there's some pressure on this pawn. So how does black deal with it? There's a few ways. There's actually this move here, completely not dealing with this, but this allows something like this, or it allows this. And then there's Traxler counter gambit is what this is called. This is a very spicy variation. This isn't what's played very often, but this here has been reached 1.5 million times. So it's certainly no slouch in the popularity contest. It's a very funny line. You're actually, spoilers there. After you go here, 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 you're actually not supposed to take this. Black takes that most often, but that actually has a 64% win rate for black. What you're supposed to do instead, King F1, King F1, because the problem with taking, if you take this, then, knight takes E4, comes with check, King E3, Queen H4, and your king's a little awkward. I don't know, man. I don't know if you can really take this. It's mate in 4. Mate in 4, if you take it gets awkward. It gets awkward. So most humans do not play that, though. What most humans do, they see the threat, and you know what they do? They go back far enough that this bishop isn't out here, and they push this pawn. Very simple. Now you could go here, you could go here. Most common move is this. This is the fried liver attack. This is the fried liver. The idea is essentially, you're not supposed to play this, but the idea essentially is, if they do play this, you're going to take here anyway, most popular move. They'll take here, you bring your queen out with check, and this hits the knight and the king. The idea is that now the king has to come to the center, or else the knight hangs, and that's what happens. And the game continues here. It's about equal, despite this king just being in the middle of the board and black being up 2 points of material. It's an absolutely chaotic position. What I actually want to go back to, a lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people really struggle with this, and the easiest way to deal with it is actually almost as popular as the most popular move. You just go here. You don't take the pawn. You don't allow this to open up. You don't allow any of these shenanigans. You go here, you bully the bishop. Now they can give a check here, but c6 blocks. If you take, they take back. Bishop's hit, this is defended. And this kind of puts an end to all the shenanigans. And this is almost as popular as playing to the fried liver. This is almost as popular, but it's so much more successful for black. That's a 50% win rate for black compared to the 62% win rate for white that this is. Don't do this. Don't do this. There's no need. There's no need to do this. There's no need to invite all of this. But this is what humans like to play. This is what humans are familiar with. And this is actually just perfect fried liver from white here. Like, the top human move, really putting in work here. Now here, there's only one move for black. That's why this is so bad. There's only one move here for black, and it's knight b4. Thankfully, people know that. They know to play knight b4 here. Also pretty popular, knight d4. This looks good. You're hitting the queen. The problem is you take with check, and yeah, it's defended. It's defended. You have to defend your knight. Like, you're about to lose a knight, and it comes with check. You can't just go attack the queen. And so this defends the knight, obviously. And white just castles. White just castles here. This is the most popular line. This is 34% of the time. We're at 370,000 games. Significant drop from the 4.4 billion we started with. But that's still a lot of games. That's still a lot of games. And how does the game continue from here? We defend the knight. Now that the knight's defended, this knight can freely move away, right? That's the idea. This knight could have been kicked away. It would have been annoying to deal with this. It couldn't have really been kicked away previously because this would have been an issue. So that's why that's not really played. But white just goes here. And the idea is we're going after the king. We want to punch the king in the face. We want to bring our rook. The king is in the middle of the board. I'm going to win the game right now. That's the idea of the fried liver. And unfortunately here, the most popular move, 46% of the time, 22,150 times it's played, is a terrible move. Knight takes c2. What's so terrible about this? Why is this so bad? I just said we push this pawn. This knight's defended. We can move this knight away. This hits the knight. Or sorry, that's not a knight. That's a rook. This hits the rook. This looks great. Why is this so bad? Even better, that move has a 45% win rate for black. That's not a bad win rate at all. Despite the position being +5, is +5 here. And white still loses the game half the time. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the reason it's so bad, you don't care. This rook doesn't matter. Who cares if black is up a rook? Their king is in the middle of the board. There's a pawn here. There's a bishop staring this down. The queen is staring this down. The rook's about to come in. This is terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying. You cannot be spending this time going over here. But unfortunately, we kind of expected this, I would say. You know, the most popular move was to go here. Obviously, everyone wanted to go here. You know, we're going to follow that. We're going to follow that. It's +19. The game is over. The game is entirely over. That's not quite the best move. It's still over. +12.4. Knight has even more pressure applied. The king is still in the middle of the board. This missing rook is not felt. This knight doesn't do anything. These rooks are sitting here. They can't do anything. This bishop, he can move technically. This guy can move. They don't do anything, though. There's nothing. None of black's pieces are playing the game. And he tries to save the knight, and it's +31. Really, it's mate. It's mate. The computer just hasn't found it yet. It's mate. Go here. He takes back. We take back. Not the best way. It's still mate and knight. It's mate and knight. Like, who cares? And then, unfortunately, black goes back. Hangs mate in one. And there you go. That is what the most popular... That's what the most popular series of moves in all time controls is. It's crazy. The fried liver. People love the fried liver. This is played so often. This position right here has been reached 171 times. Now, hilariously, there's actually a funny thing here. Queen A3 check has been played one time. Only one time. And for that guy, I feel really bad for you, my friend. I feel really, 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 really bad. Because that hangs a queen. Hangs a queen. Not ideal. But hey, when you see mate in one, look for better. So that's not all we've got, though. That's not all we've got. That was all time controls, all elos. But I was curious. The fried liver's a little bit aggressive. What if we slow it down a little bit? Give people a little time to think things through. Maybe they'll play a little bit better. That's what I thought. So I took this to rapid or slower. And here we go. Are people going to still play the fried liver? Remember, this is all elos still. Now we get the same start. Very common, right? Very normal stuff. Does in fact look like we're going to a fried liver. Does look that way, doesn't it? Now, this is rapid. This is rapid or slower. Remember, we're taking out Blitz, we're taking out Bullet. Of course people are going to play better. Of course they're going to defend this better. Of course they're not going to do the exact same thing. Of course not. They're doing the exact same thing. They're just doing the exact same thing. Except this time, they just hang the knight. They just hang the knight. You guys, you are going into rapid games playing worse moves than Bullet. It's move 7. It's move 7. How do you not know this? How do people know this in Blitz and Bullet and they don't know it in rapid? What is this? Just go defend your knight. Now this is completely winning for white. It's plus 2.2. You can take the knight, you can take it with the queen. It doesn't really matter. Because the issue is, if you do something like this with black, it's the queen. That's not defended, that's mate. This has been reached 263,738 times. That's how many times people have gotten to this position in rapid or slower. Remember, we took a lot longer to lose when we included Blitz and Bullet. That's insane. That's insane. You guys, you can't be hanging mate on move 8 in rapid. That's just insane. Like, God forbid this happens in a classical game. That's just even worse. But, you know, it happens. It happens. So we've got a few more time controls here. We've got some other stuff. If it's worse than rapid, what about faster than rapid? I wanted to see maybe, just maybe, the people in Blitz and Bullet, they know something that the rapid players don't. Maybe they can deal with a fried liver better. Maybe they don't even play into it. So let's see what they do. Now it is looking suspiciously like a fried liver. Suspiciously like a fried liver, but this is the important thing. In these faster time controls, people find knight a5. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I don't know if it's because in these slower time controls, people are thinking, oh, I can deal with this. It's the fried liver. It's not that bad. It is that bad. Don't play the fried liver. Don't play into it. If your opponent wants to play the fried liver, you don't want it. You don't want it. This is the easy way out. This is better. This is the easy way out. You don't have to deal with all of this. And then I guess in faster time controls, people are just saying, hey, you know, we're not going to deal with the complications. This happens 6 million times. And of course, we looked at this earlier. Block the check, take the pawns, blah, blah, blah. But unfortunately, this is still Blitz and Bullet. So the most popular move here, played 31% of the time, 1.1 million times. Bishop a4. Now, actually, hilariously, the second most common move, Queen misclick. Queen f3 looks like it just hangs a bishop because it does. But there's this. There's this. If you take the pawn, your rook hangs. But even funnier, this is a complete draw. This is 0-0. Computer says this is 0-0. White is up 3 points of material on, what move is it? It's move 9. This is a completely dead equal position. Now, why is that? Your guess is as good as mine, honestly. My assumption here is that despite being up 3 points of material, White's pieces haven't moved. This piece has. It's not impressing anybody. This is kind of stupid looking knight, honestly. There's nothing really attacking this. The queen can't come here to attack this. Even if it did, there's this, right? Like, you're up points of material, but it doesn't matter because your pieces aren't doing anything. You have to get your pieces out for them to be felt. Now, if black took some time, if black wastes a little bit of time, lets white get that development, then maybe the position would go back to being significantly in white's favor. But for now, white's not done anything besides take a rook. So that's why this is okay. But let's go back to the game. Let's go back to the top human moves. This is played. Black is winning. Why is black winning? First, we kick away the knight. This is perfectly fine. Knight goes back. And we go here. And basically, black is just saying, I'm going to kick your pieces around. White says, I don't want my knight kicked around again. I want to develop a piece. This is maybe not the best. It works, though. It works. We pin the pawn. Black says, I'm going to go here. And the advantage is all gone. The advantage is all gone. Why is the advantage gone? I'm honestly not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I think we just untangle the position. Our knight comes in finally. And he's going after this pawn. This pawn, it's hit multiple times. It does get a little unpleasant here. And yeah, that's not the move. Why is that not the move? Because the most popular move here takes the pawn. And there you have it. White White does get a bit of an advantage here in the most popular moves. It really does. This queen move here played 39% of the time, 16,917 times does the queen come here. And, you know, there's a simple idea. It hits the knight, right? Very simple. Defends the pawn, hits the knight. Looks good. It just forgets about this pawn. Just forgets about the pawn. That's understandable, honestly. This is Blitz, this is Bullet, this is very fast games. It's really easy to just miss simple stuff like this. Now the knight takes back, we take the knight. And even worse than missing that, the queen is actually hit. So the queen has to move again. And we trade the knight for the bishop. And we were talking about the development earlier. We were talking about the lack of development that white has. It's not an issue this time. Because this time, there just are no pieces. Look at this. Where did black's pawns go? Where are the pawns? They're not there anymore. White hasn't moved anything. White has castled and moved the queen. Everything is still in a starting square besides the missing knight and bishop. It's plus 2.1. So, you know, positional advantages, they aren't everything. Now, to black's credit, it's not that bad. It could be worse. Most popular stuff, though, push this pawn, get the bishop out, get the knight out. Black tries to develop their own bishop, defend this pawn, maybe put some pressure down here. Bring the rook over, does double up here. There's so much pressure on this pawn. Look at this pawn. Everything hits it. If we could get this rook over here like this, if we could somehow triple stack this, just imagine, we could have every piece hitting this. Besides this one bishop. This bishop can't play. Everyone else is having a good time at the park. He's staying at home doing the dishes or something. But white, most popular move, takes the pawn. It's still a little bit in white's favor. It's slipping away. It's slipping away a little bit. You know, it's fast. It's fast. You got to go fast. Trade some pieces. Still plus 0.6, but now there's a problem. Problem is this bishop hits this. Obviously, this is defended. But this is an issue. We could go here maybe. Like there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong here. This bishop has a lot of tension on it. And so we kind of relieve that tension a little bit, bring our bishop out, develop it. We're now opening up our rook. Now we're actually getting to pretty rare territory here. This position right here, we've been playing the most popular stuff. This has happened 70 times. Remember, we started at 4.0 billion games. Following the top move, we're on move 20. This happened 70 times. That's insane. That's absolutely absurd how few games have happened at this position, given that we played the most popular thing. And so the game actually continues like a normal game. This is very, very reasonable from here. You know, we bring the bishop out, we kick the bishop away, defend against this. Bishop goes back, slide our queen over, put some pressure on this pawn. And yeah, we're down to one game. There's one game that's happened here. Only one game has made it this far. It's insane. 4 billion games, and we make it down to a completely unique game by playing the top human move. It's just ridiculous. Now we're going to kind of blaze through the rest of this because it's one game. It's one game. We're out of the popularity contest. This is just a game between 2000s, actually. It was two 2000s. Sorry, it was played in 2020. I can't do dates. It was 2020. Between two 2000s. And they doubled up the rooks. They brought the rooks over, traded all the rooks, lost a pawn, bring the queen over, threaten mate, give it check. Gobble up all the pawns. Mate is still threatened. Defends against it. Obviously not going to hang that. Queen goes back, gives a check. King runs over here. Queen goes over here, threatens the bishop. Bishop goes here. Can't take it. Defended by the queen. But this is hanging. Takes the pawn. Queen comes over here. No queen trade. Because if we queen trade, maybe this pawn's going to promote, but the bishop covers it. It's a 3 versus 3 +1. Opposite colored bishops. This is probably a draw. Now, queen comes over. There's no threat. This isn't an issue. This isn't an issue. Nothing's really hit here. Queen comes back here, tries to give a check. King just runs away. And I mean, this is just a boring position. This is a boring position. The players trade the queens finally. And you know, like I said, opposite colored bishop endgame. If it's an opposite colored bishop endgame, it is so hard to actually win with equal pawns. Because the thing is, this pawn, here, still a draw. You lose this pawn like this, doesn't matter. You go here, I don't know, maybe black plays like this or something. You go here, you trade like this. This is winning, but it's a little harder. because the bishop doesn't hit any of these. The pawns have to do the play. The pawns have to play, right? And so if these pawns can get traded off, then at some point, this bishop can just trade itself for that. A bishop on its own cannot checkmate. And so obviously the bishop doesn't trade right now. He brings the king over. It's winning for white here. It's an endgame. It's complicated. This is fast time controls. King b6 kicks away the bishop. Bishop runs backwards. The bishop is defending this. But the thing is, while it is winning for white here, I mean, it's not the easiest thing. We somehow have to dislodge this, not lose this pawn, and get our pawn all the way here without losing it, preferably. That's not an easy ask. That's not an easy ask. And immediately white just gave it back. King gets in front, and yeah, this is a king on a light square against a dark square bishop. This king is not going anywhere. If it's a bishop, the king can come in and help kick it away. But if it's a king, you can't just hang your king. And so the game continues. We kind of put the king in jail a little bit. I mean, obviously you can go here, but it doesn't really do anything. We really put the king in jail now. And they shuffle pieces around. White tries to make a little bit of play with the pawns. We're going to go through the endgame pretty quickly here. There's not a whole lot left. And trade some pawns. This pawn over here is not going anywhere. Can't really win this. The bishop covers it. Still can't push this pawn. This is why opposite color bishop endgames are so drawish. You just can't do anything. You literally have no moves. There's nothing you can do to win this. And here we go. Black blunders. Black blunders. Why is this a blunder? H5. H5. Why is it so much of a blunder? We just said the king can't be kicked away. The problem is, Zugzwang, you don't have any moves except to get out of the way. Now, right now, it's not a problem. But you try to sit here. The king is going to walk over. And when the king does walk over, you are forced away. So it actually loses the game. You thought the king couldn't be kicked away. It's got to move. You can't just pass your turn in chess. Now, this is, what is this? Move 73 in faster time controls than rapid. White doesn't see it. It's okay. It's okay. It's understandable. It's a hard end game. Okay. Don't lie to yourselves and say you would have found that all the time with like 5 seconds on the clock. Like it's hard. It's hard. Just a difficult game. And so they shuffle some pieces around. They shuffle the bishops. Pawns get traded. My God, how many turns did these guys play? This is all from the game. There we go. On move 130, they get a draw. I don't know why they played that far, but hey, they did. They did. So that's what it looks like for top human moves. For us casuals, we've got one last thing here. One last thing. What does it look like when the masters play? What do the masters like to play? What's the top stuff that they're playing? Remember, we've gotten fried livers for all of the games so far. Do the masters like the fried liver? Are they Is it popular up there? Who knows? Lichess has a database of masters games as well. How many games are in there? It's not 4.4 billion, I'll tell you that. There's only 2.5 million in here. There's still a lot. But these are FIDE rated players from 1952 to 2022. Rated 2,200 or higher. That's what the Masters database is. There's a lot of games here. Let's see what they play. Now, most popular starting moves, the Sicilian. We're getting the Sicilian. I always tell people, when people come into my chat and they're like, hey, what should I play? I say, not the Sicilian, that's for sure. This opening, it's very, very strong. Very popular at the master level. The problem is, there are so many variations of this. It is actually insane. Like, if you go to the Wikipedia page right now, scroll down it, there are like 30 variations here. And that's the problem with openings. You got to learn like all that. It's very theory intensive, but the masters, they know what they're doing. They get my blessing. They don't need my blessing. They get it anyway. And already we're down to 160,000 games here, starting from like 2 million. So they trade. This is normal Sicilian stuff. Not anything unexpected from the masters. We're not going to go too deep on the intricacies of the Sicilian defense, Najdorf variation, English attack. I don't think I know it well enough. I certainly don't play the Sicilian. But, you know, black gets a little bit of center control. White gets these knights just chilling over here on the side of the board. And we're developing pieces. We're developing our bishops. We're going to castle probably at some point. We're getting ready to castle. Now we're setting up the bishop. Maybe the bishop's going to go over here, and we'll go here, something. Delaying castling because there's no real issues. This knight can't come forwards, blah, blah, blah. Black castles. Now, white actually castles long. White castles long here. Now, that can be a little bit scary, but, I mean, they're the masters. They're the masters for a reason. We'll let them cook. We'll let them cook. Now, it's actually hilarious. Up to this point, these moves are incredibly popular. 68% e5, 85% knight b3, 85% bishop e6, 68% f3. Like, it's insane. 99% queen e2, 74% castles, 98% long castles, 76% knight bd7, 99% g4. 99% of the 6,000 positions, 6,000 times this position has been reached, g4 is played. They're so consistent, the masters. 90% of the time, g5. Very nice percentage of the time, 69%. b4 is played here, danger levels. The knight is hanging, so we counterattack the knight. And even though the bishop is hit afterwards, I cannot draw arrows to save my life. After this, the queen is hit as well, so... And that comes with a check. You can't really keep taking. Now, the masters, they're not like us mere mortals. They're not going to just start trading all their pieces. So we move the knight out of the way. The knight moves out of the way. Normal stuff. Now, 98% of the time, it's just insane how like in sync with each other these guys are. This has happened 2,700 times, and 2636 times a5 is played. It's ridiculous. Black's just getting this huge attack. It looks terrifying. Position's equal. White's actually slightly better here. White's going to go bully this bishop. Don't even deal with that. Masters, they're masters of danger levels. Attack the knight. Could say, if takes, takes. Don't you just take another knight? Don't you just take another knight? Well, the masters, instead of losing their knight to here, they lose their knight to here. And they actually don't even take the bishop. That's actually the funniest thing. You attacked the bishop. Your knight got attacked. You moved your knight to somewhere where it can still be taken. And then you didn't take the bishop. Now, this isn't actually 100% of the time. It says 100% of the time. There's 1,366 positions. Sorry, games that have reached this position in the master database. 1,364 times this is played. One time, one single time, h4 was played, black won. One single time, f takes e6 was played, black won. Why is this so bad? It's minus 7.4. Your bishop's hanging. Your bishop's hanging. That's the crazy thing. Look at this. You could have just taken here, takes here, c takes b3. Now your king's a little bit open. The position is equal. This knight's hanging. Oh, you could even take this knight, maybe. No, you can't take this knight. Never mind, I lied. This is dead lost. I was not looking at this yet. It's dead lost if you take that. B takes a2, and this is promoting. You can't do that. So there's a reason the masters are doing this, but this is just ridiculous. This is completely ridiculous, completely equal, and now still ignoring the hanging bishop. Most popular move, pretty much 100% of the time. Push the pawn. King slides out of the way. B takes c2. Only popular move. Knight takes c2. Only popular move. Bishop b3. Only popular move. 95% of the time. A takes b3. 100% of the time. A takes b3. 100% of the time. Knight a3. 100% of the time. You may think, are we down to a low number of games? This has been reached 1,317 times in master games. All of the last three moves were the only move played in those positions. That's why these guys are so good. They all see the same stuff. I'm sure they actually might even know the theory up to this point. That's the crazy thing. This is move 21. It's insane. It's a complete draw. Complete draw. Now, we do some more stuff. We're pushing this pawn. I mean, that's just some master stuff if I've ever seen. That's Grandmaster, Alpha Zero, Stockfish stuff. Just middle of all of this chaos. Your king is sitting here shielded by a single pawn and a knight. And you're just like, I'm going to go h4. I'm just going to go h4. It seems like I'm going to go attack his king. I don't know, man. Defends his pawn. It was already defended twice. I don't know. It seems fine to me. And it is fine. It is fine. This knight comes here. Maybe the queen's going to come over. Bishop goes here. We're not scared. Queen does, in fact, go here. This pawn's under attack. Maybe there's some ideas of sacking. Queen just goes here. Defends the pawn. Holds everything together. King slides to h8. Now, to be fair, this move isn't so popular. This was only 45% of the time. This is not always played. Rook b4 is pretty common here. I honestly, I don't know that I can begin to explain what that move does. I'm trying to like find an explanation. I don't know. I don't know what this is, but it's played a lot. It's been played. Actually, this position hasn't even been reached that many times. We're down to 247 games. That's the second most popular move, though, and it's been played 69 times. Kind of crazy. King just slides over. I can't really explain this either. Maybe the idea is that it protects against attacks on this diagonal. That's usually what this is. I mean, it's just chaos. Maybe if this opens up later, like this pawn pushes up here, this pawn can take. There won't be any threats here, but I mean, this pawn's already here. I don't know, man. They're masters. This is a bit beyond my pay grade. I'm not 2,500, okay? You gotta cut me a little slack here. I'm just going through the top most popular move. I don't have to explain it. But we are getting down here to a little less popular stuff. Down to 102 games. Rook a5, most popular move 93% of the time. It is still dead drawn. And the crazy thing is, the Masters database actually ends here. Because the Lichess opening database, it only goes to move 25. Because it doesn't want to have to like store the entire game. That's a lot of data. So it only stores the opening, the first 25 moves. However, we've gotten to a position here, 73% of the time, it's a draw. I mean, they're masters. Give them a draw in position on move 25, they're going to make a draw. So why is this a draw? Well, I've pulled up a game. We've actually got a game here, one of the continuations after rook a5. The bishop comes back, tries to bully the rook away. Rook can't take here, it's defended. Rook just sacks for the knight. We talked about this earlier. Maybe there'll be a sack here. You get the pawn, your queen gets in. It's almost mate. It's very, very, very close to mate. How is this drawn? Rook comes up, no more mate. Knight comes in, tries to kick away the bishop. Bishop just slides away. It's actually slightly better for white here. Plus 0.7 here, apparently. Now the rook comes over. The king, he is naked. Now, why not here? I'm not sure. But this is what was played. If you go here, plus 2.5. What's the difference? Not sure I could tell you. I guess you can't go here. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that was even a thing. You can't go there. You just can't go there at all. This does nothing. I see now. Oh, I'm learning live. I'm learning live. Sometimes you miss some moves. Sometimes you miss a move. Yeah, the bishop just covers that. There's no threats here. So basically, the pawn's going to threaten to go forwards. And if this pawn makes it forwards, maybe, there could be some ideas later of blocking this off. I don't know. Like it's so hard to do anything here. It looks terrifying. There's just nothing. Now the rook comes up. And this could be to double up with the queen, go after this pawn, get it out of the way. Maybe we take here, open up here. I don't know. This pawn just pushes. And here we actually see, remember we were talking about that queen mover. Sorry, that's a king. We were talking about that king move earlier. All of a sudden, we see the value of it. We can now push this pawn, and this king is no longer on this diagonal. If it was on this diagonal, there could be some ideas of this. Not immediately, the knight covers this, but maybe like takes here, and then here with check, and then we take this pawn, and maybe white's better. Maybe. I'm not sure. But we see the value now. Like, it happened how many moves? 10 moves ago? I don't know. And exactly what I said happens. We take the knight and we go here. Now, obviously, the bishop doesn't go here because there's no king to give a check. But the rook goes here, adds pressure to this pawn. We've got a lot of stuff staring it down. Don't even take the pawn, by the way. If we had taken the pawn, would have been a little good for black. It's still drawn. But queen goes over here. Knight comes in, disconnecting the rook from this. I don't know if you really want to take that. Looks a little sketchy to me if he took with the queen. You can probably take with the rook, though. And he does. And knight comes in. Very, very spicy move. We've got the triple stack here, the triple battery. 2 rooks and a queen, staring this knight down, giving a check. Can't do anything to him. Can't do anything to this guy. This rook is pinned. This rook's just blocking the rest of the pieces. Now, it's not the most accurate move. White is a little better here. But, I mean, I've already spoiled it for you guys. It is a draw. And at this point, black can give some more checks. Black can give a few more checks, shuffle around. Doesn't want to trade the rooks. Wants to keep the attack going. White is up 2 points of material here. Come back, kick the queen away. And there you go. What are you going to do now, right? Like, what are you really going to do? Can you not take this? You can take that. Yeah, you can just take that. I was like, I mean, it's maybe not the best move. It simplifies it, though. I guess if you're playing for a win, you shouldn't just trade like that. But you have quite the stack here. You have quite the stack of pieces lined up on this. But they're masters. I'm not one to talk. I'm not one to criticize. So he goes here. This is a very advanced rook. Like, look at this guy. Rooks in the 7th are so nice. This rook is on the 7th, that's for sure. Now the queen comes out. The king is still just sitting in the middle of the field naked. He doesn't really care. He's got some clothes on. King comes over, tries to kick the rook away. We don't even do this. And this is what I'm saying. Earlier in the game, we could have traded this rook for this knight. We're doing it now, though. This is what I said. We're simplifying. We're just doing it a bit of a fancier way. Maybe at this point, the two players have decided that it's a bit of a draw. But they would be correct. They would be correct. Move the king back, give some checks, set up a checkmate threat right here. It's mate. They don't miss that. He comes and defends by giving a check. He gives some more checks. King's being chased around. Giving some checks. This looks a little spooky. I'm not gonna lie, this looks a little spooky. The rook is defended. Mate is threatened. The queen is hit. But there's still this check. King runs back. Sacrifice the rook for the bishop. White is actually winning here. It's plus 2.5. However, it is a 4 versus 4. And there's a bishop for a rook. And at this point, it is like move 51. Like, these guys have been playing for quite a while. The rook comes in, pins the bishop to the king. Queen comes in. This king is still very exposed. But the queen defends this. Queen interposes between the two. Bishop is no longer defended. Queen comes over here, gives a check. Bishop still pinned. Bishop hit twice. How does black save this? It's plus 4, but only if the top engine move is played. If anything besides queen f2 is played, it's mate in 6. How is it mate in 6? King b3, queen f3 check, king b4, queen takes e2, queen takes e4, stalling, and we just come back. King e8, queen c7. It's just mate. You can't stop this. g3, rook takes, and it's mate. It's so close. The game hangs on a thread here. Queen f2 check. How does this stop it? Queen f2, top engine move. The issue was, when we followed this whole mate sequence, the queen was over here. The queen was over here. That's the important difference. With the queen on this square, the queen can still go here. The queen can still go there. The queen can keep giving checks. That's the difference. That's why it's so important. You have to be so accurate in these endgames. And of course, the masters are quite accurate. And bishop's still pinned. This pawn's coming forwards. It's plus 4.5. Now, like, let's be clear. This is winning. This is very winning. I actually lied. This isn't a draw. Most of the games were draws. This one was not. And while this is a 4 versus 2, the king is over here. That's the important thing. The king's over here. The rook gets in. And I'm sorry for lying. I thought this was a draw. I misremembered which game I pulled up. And there we have it. That is what the most popular Masters game looks like. Going by top most popular move, black resigns here. Why did black resign? This is going to come with check. You're going to lose all the pawns. White's going to promote. It's the end of the game. So, you know, there you have it. 4 levels of mastery here, I would say. It's very interesting. It's really interesting to me that the fried liver is so popular. It's just kind of crazy. This happens so frequently, just getting mated. I guess the takeaway here, if you want to win at chess, play the fried liver. A lot of people are going to let you do it. If you want to win even more at chess, learn how to deal with the fried liver. Learn, what was the move? Back here, learn this. Just play this. Just play this. It's better. It's simpler. Do this. It's very popular and faster time controls. Do this. You'll get away with things. Don't let your opponent get away with war crimes. The fried liver, it's not that good. I mean, it's very good, but it's not that good if you don't play into it. Just don't play into it. It'll be okay. But yeah, I thought this was very interesting. I thought it was really cool to look through all the most popular moves. I hope you guys found it interesting as well. Yeah, that's all I really have. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your evening. You guys take care. I will see you next time. Get out of here. Bye-bye.